It's not like it was back in the day. So you have to look for real rivalries that have real distaste and real hatred.
Getting 7 points here.
All 6 of them, you worked your tail off.
5 seconds left. 4, you dreaming? 3, 4. Number 3. 7 only 2, pushing 2 weeks. 1.
Certain adversaries have been bringing out the best and worst in their competitors since long before blogs and talk radio began overhyping everything.
Holy Toledo, it's a free-for-all.
You need a little bad blood for a rivalry to reach its zenith.
And Schwartz and Harbaugh are now jostling as they get off the field.
Finnegan and Johnson are into it. Helmets are off.
And you have a little bit of distrust of the other organization.
But just because someone calls a matchup a rivalry doesn't mean it's a good one.
Woo! Rivalry game. Holy crap, man.
You can't have one team that always beats another team, else it's not a rivalry.
After this, no more rivalry.
You want the stakes to be high.
They're live or die kind of games. We like it that way.
We've got the makings of a rivalry.
The rivalries on our list hold up over time because of some unforgettable moments.
Sometimes with rivalries, it's not about geography, it's not about divisions, and it's not even about history. It's about that moment.
It's also about fans who can't stand losing to their rivals.
That's where the real love-hatred comes in.
And everybody loves to hate someone, right?
Do the Jaguars have a rivalry?
Don't get no better than Pittsburgh and Jacksonville.
Do the Buccaneers?
Big rivalry game, Redskins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's a rivalry, baby.
This is what it's all about. Rivalries.
The number 10 rivalry of all time. 49ers Cowboys.
Just hate each other's guts.
Aikman is shaken up. He stays in, but he is shaken up.
Taking pleasure in someone else's pain.
Could have snapped his leg in half.
That's a great rivalry.
Well, sure, but does it rate top 10 status?
I'm stuck somewhere between yeah and hell yeah.
They met 7 times in the playoffs, and 6 of them were in the conference championship round.
I mean, everyone will talk about the catch game, and then most people will talk about the 92 championship game and the 94 championship game. People forget, though, is the playoff games in the early 70s.
There it is. The Cowboys are the champions.
Back in 1972, Cowboys came back from this huge deficit, led by Roger Staubach, his first great comeback ever. Great playoff game, but not so great for the Niners.
They had games that defined the franchise.
Like the 1981 NFC Championship game.
We just wanted to knock him off that pedestal.
He rolls right, looking to throw, and he throws into the end zone. Touchdown!
The catch, of course, later in life, is why I take Valtrex.
All of a sudden, you have one of the rivalries that you can talk about forever.
In the early 90s, the Niners and Cowboys played in 3 straight NFC title games.
When they beat the Niners to go to the Super Bowl.
And the Cowboys are going to a Super Bowl.
And won a Super Bowl. Yeah. And then beat the Niners to go to a Super Bowl. Pour a little gasoline on the fire.
They win 2 in a row. Jerry Jones allows Jimmy Johnson to leave, and Barry Switzer shows up, and he just could not outcoach George Seibert. He could not outcoach him.
Back to throw again is Aikman. Some pressure, gets the pass away. Eric Davis picks it off.
The Eric Davis pick 6 at the start of the 94 championship game. You could almost feel the shift in power in that rivalry.
If you want to play a what-if game, how many Super Bowls do the Niners have? If Troy isn't at Dallas or Jerry doesn't hire Jimmy.
Well, I remember Terrell Owens dancing on his star in Dallas. That was a lot of fun.
Somebody's doing it again. Oh, and somebody's coming over to tackle him. This is going to open up a war.
You can start to break off real interesting talking points from 4 different decades. I can see how you can make a case for it.
I don't know, maybe move that one up a little bit. That may be a little low for that one.
We know this will stoke the fires of controversy, so we're getting it out of the way early.
I think the Cowboys and Redskins is as good as there has ever been. And I'm surprised it's not on the list.
You could count on one really memorable game every year.
Yeah, if that year was in the 1970s. This rivalry hasn't been relevant in years.
It isn't what it once was when you had Landry and George Allen.
Now we bring those damn Cowboys next.
Not what it was once. Their best moment came in a flag football game.
In the mid-'80s, they went and played a charity flag football game and almost got in a fight because it got real competitive.
Hey, you slap me in the face again, I'm going to slap you in the face. Line up. Arnold, don't do it anymore.
Okay, you want to go? We can go back like it was the 70s.
No thanks. The Cowboys have plenty of rivals that still matter.
The number 9 rivalry of all time. The Birds and the Boys.
Stop the fight. Somebody stop the fight.
If you were taking a poll in Philadelphia, Eagles Cowboys would be number 1 and everything else would be 10.
It's like all of my friends who are Cowboys fans. That's the thing. I mean, Philly, you don't mess with.
You can go into any sports shop in Philadelphia and find a T-shirt or a hat that has Bleep Dallas on it, Dallas Bleeps on it. It's always going to be hatred. It never changes. Hey, stop! You get an eagle giving the one-finger salute.
I don't think the Cowboys look at the Eagles as a huge rival.
Oh, I hate those dirty Eagles.
But do they really hate the Eagles?
Hate them.
I mean, the Eagles hate the Cowboys, but it's got to be a two-way street here for the rivalry.
They care. They're dirty. Eagles play dirty.
Philly fans like their athletes a little on the dirty side.
They cheer when people get hurt.
I was there the day that, Michael Irvin was hurt at the vet.
Irvin is slow getting up.
And laid motionless, and it seemed like most of the vet got a big kick out of that moment.
They've got an ambulance backed up out of the corner, and Jerry and Stephen Jones are both over there. I'm not sure they're not going to ride with Michael in the ambulance.
In 1980, the Eagles' Harold Carmichael had made a catch in 127 straight games. Guess where his record streak ended.
We need to end the streak against us. Dennis pulled the trigger on him, and that was it.
Buddy Ryan loved to tweak the Cowboys.
Number one objective, it seemed, was to get the Cowboys going. For him, it was almost like it was job one.
Ryan reveled in the rough stuff and occasionally went too far.
He actually tried to go after a kicker.
And Dejas is just shaking his way after he gets hit. It's actually funny.
Not to Jimmy Johnson, who tried to get anyone, to stand still and listen to the outrage.
I would have said something to Buddy, but he wouldn't stand on the field long enough. He put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
I resent that. I've been on a diet. I lost a couple of pounds, and I thought I was looking good.
Who cares? I'm sure they go back at each other, I'm sure Buddy said something about Jimmy's hair.
2 weeks later, the Cowboys came north, and things went south.
You got batteries, snowballs, all type of stuff coming from up the deck.
We all remember snowballs and Jimmy Johnson.
Jerome Brown, the defensive tackle of the Eagles, pleading, let's cut it out with the snowballs. Ice balls, not snowballs. This is really fun.
You want to talk about what a rivalry is based on. You need historic moments of high levels of hate and vitriol, and there's all of that.
The number 8 rivalry of all time. The Patriots and the Colts.
In the last 20 years, it's the equal of Yankees-Red Sox. I mean, it is, it's real. It's real.
This is the one rivalry that really derives strictly from on the field.
The Patriots and the Colts were the winningest teams in the NFL in the first decade of the 21st century. But the late 20th century wasn't always as kind to the franchises.
The Colts were in the Patriots division for a long time. We played them twice a year.
It wasn't the great rivalry that it turned into.
It's safe to say that a 1-14 record does not help to boost attendance. In Baltimore, 17,000 brave Colts fans were rewarded with another flawless performance.
They were both pretty bad for a fairly long stretch, which is why when people look at this list and see the Colts and Patriots on it, they might go, but that's not a historic traditional rivalry. These guys just washed up on shore 2 years ago.
Come on, Tom. It was over 10 years of drama. And in the aughts, the Patriots and Colts may have produced more standout moments than any rivalry in any decade.
Every time those two teams met, it was an important game.
This is the first time that two NFL teams have met undefeated this deep into an NFL season.
First calling card moment of this rivalry was the fact that Tom Brady's first NFL start came against the Colts. He took care of business that day.
Back to throw is Manning on 2nd and 18. Fires to the right. It is intercepted.
The Patriots had this amazing goal line stand with Willie McGinnis making a stop on 4th down.
Oh, baby!
Either they're going to score and win the game, or we're going to stop them and we're going to win the game.
Hand off to Wedger. He is stopped!
The teams met again 6 weeks later.
Peyton Manning was horrible in the 2003 AFC Championship game.
Fires, intercepted, Tyler! 4 interceptions of Peyton Manning.
We wanted to send a message that we weren't going to let him score.
In 2004, the Colts made 2 more frustrating visits to Foxborough.
Caught and immediately dragged down at the 41. And the Patriots have the football.
You remember the Mike Money Vanderjagt game? After Vanderjagt spent the whole offseason talking about how money he was. And it came down to a field goal at the end, and Vanderjagt honked it.
No good!
The majority of these mega matchups were won by the Patriots, but not in 2006.
Their matchup in the 2006 AFC title game, I still think is one of the greatest games I've ever covered, when the Colts came back from an 18-point deficit.
He hit Reggie Wayne over the middle, and he's running with it, and the ball pops up in the air, and he catches it back.
He's got it. He almost lost the football.
At that point, I think I realized that this is probably going to be a bad ending.
The 4th and 2 call, Belichick.
The Patriots are going to go for it on 4th down. I can't believe this. Looks, fires right. It is caught.
It is short of the first down. It is short. The Colts take over. Now that's an instant classic, right?
When you look at the great games that were played in the rivalry from 2001, really through until 2011, it was pretty magnificent.
Put those higher before this goes on television, okay? Colt Patriots definitely should be higher.
When it comes to beards, length isn't necessarily the best standard for evaluation.
How's my beard looking? Looking all right?
It can be a good place to start when judging rivalries, though.
The Chiefs and Raiders is one of the all-time great rivalries.
Raiders-Chiefs. It goes back to the American Football League. This is a 50-year-old bloodbath.
Hey, this is one of the biggest rivalries in NFL history right here.
Just show America the clip when they're brawling at Municipal Stadium in Kansas City.
Ben Davidson being jumped on by one of the Chiefs. Holy Toledo, it's a free-for-all.
That's a rivalry.
It is, but years of irrelevance caused it to miss the cut by a whisker.
I need a shave. Itchy.
But another long-time rivalry did make the list.
The number 7 rivalry of all time, the Bears and the Packers.
It is the oldest and most storied rivalry in sports. I mean, there's no disputing that. That is a fact.
Programs here, the NFL's oldest rivalry, Packers and Bears.
The Packers-Bears rivalry began in 1921.
The tone for this rivalry was set right from the start, when Chicago guard John Tarzan Taylor's sneak punch broke the nose of Packer tackle Howard Cub Buck.
It has been laced with hatred. You've got the same division. You've got great players on both sides.
The rivalry also featured coaches of some renown.
Hey, what about that now?
George Halas was a kick in the pants, you know. He was a great competitor.
Despite the nickname of the Papa Bear, George Halas was not always lovable and cuddly.
He was always trying to steal our playbook, or we thought he was. And Coach Lombardi always had us checking the lineman on the telephone pole, or check this guy, or who's that over there? That's Halas.
Get him out of there, will you?
They had a very, very fierce rivalry.
Halas wasn't the only Bears coach who understood the intensity of the Packers rivalry.
Lovie Smith goes to Chicago, and the first thing he says is, we got to beat the Packers.
Number one goal we'll have is to beat Green Bay.
When the head coach says, our number one goal is to beat the Packers, and then win a Super Bowl, come on. That's a rivalry.
I can't remember any meaningful games, but I'm sure we can go rustle up a few guys down at the nursing home who can.
Tom, you don't exactly need Mr. Peabody's Wayback Machine to remember 2010.
The 2010 NFC title game sort of punctuates that series as probably the best in NFL history.
It's never meant more than this. The NFC Championship, the 182nd meeting. It truly is NFL history in the making.
My goodness, to be playing the Bears in Chicago, to go to the Super Bowl.
Diving for the pylon, touchdown!
I don't know if it'll ever get any better than that.
The crowning of a conference titleist wasn't the only dramatic moment in the history of our number 7 rivalry.
The fridge on Monday Night Football running over George Cumby.
Oh, God, everybody remembers that play.
There he is, going to pick number 72. First and goal to go. Hangs in behind the refrigerator. Look at him. Look at 350 pounds leading Walter Payton.
This being the Bears-Packers rivalry, Chicago coach Mike Ditka wasn't content to use Perry as a blocker.
First and goal inside the Green Bay 1. Hand off to Perry. Crashes the right side. McMahon fakes the handoff. Fires the right side. Oh, there he goes.
I think Ditka took particular delight in doing it to the Packers.
Does this elderly rivalry belong higher than number 7 on our list?
What a cheap shot.
It is so completely outrageous that the Bears-Packers is number 7.
What the hell's going on out here?
I think the Packers-Bears is number 1. I'm really surprised that it's not higher. I'm really shocked that it's number 7.
To me, the Packers-Bears rivalry is as good as any all of sports.
They hate each other, man.
Yeah, that's number 1. There is no other rivalry. There's no pro football if you don't have the Packers and the Bears.
Come on, number 7.
If you remember the 1970s, this doesn't matter. If you remember the 1980s, this doesn't matter. If you remember the 1920s, yeah, it's number 1.
The number 6 rivalry of all time. Ravens-Steelers.
Baltimore week, baby.
Baltimore, I just get angrier as the week goes on.
They don't like us. You gotta come out here and fight. We down for sure don't like them. No excuses, no explanation.
Is there another rivalry in the NFL that even compares to that one?
It's the relaunch of the Steelers-Browns rivalry, except that in this case, both teams are good.
No doubt, this rivalry rocks, but does it have the pedigree?
It's too new.
I mean, this is just insane. I mean, this rivalry goes all the way back to 2009.
So you're telling me that Ravens-Steelers is greater than Chiefs-Raiders, who've been battling each other forever?
Holy Toledo, it's a free-for-all.
That's crazy.
Nah, we haven't lost our head. This rivalry rates because it's wicked mean.
I don't have a problem with it because it is the hardest-hitting, most bloodthirsty rivalry in the NFL right now.
We talked about this was going to be a bloodbath, and it is just like we thought it was going to be.
Those teams truly dislike each other. There's no nastier game in the NFL.
Oh, they don't like us. Oh, they don't like us.
They get on each other's nerves, and it shows. It gets chippy. It gets a little cheap at times. It really is the most physical games of the year. They really punish each other.
And then he is clobbered.
I remember Ray Lewis breaking Rashard Mendenhall's collarbone.
Oh, my gosh.
I literally pray for no injuries when we play the Ravens.
I saw Ben Roethlisberger get hit as hard as any quarterback as I've ever seen.
There's some hitting, there's some jawing, there's everything we thought there would be.
Blood and guts, we said, right?
You know it.
Roethlisberger's nose being pushed aside and looking like Lombard Street.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's straight.
It's a great game.
And it's going to mean something.
This is our championship.
The showdown for first in the AFC North.
And then the next one's going to mean something. And then they may play again in the playoffs, and it means even more.
The American Football Conference Championship game. The winner goes on and plays in Super Bowl 43. Touchdown!
So easy to feel the heartbreak. The Ravens have to stomach the knowledge that the Steelers will be on to Tampa.
The fact that they're both in the same division just adds to the hatred. That game should not be played on a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. The Steelers-Ravens should be played in a dark alley at midnight.
The number 5 rivalry of all time, Steelers-Cowboys.
When they were in their heyday and they played in those Super Bowls, that was as good as NFL football got.
7 of the 10 seasons of the 1970s culminated with either the Cowboys or the Steelers playing for an NFL title. In Super Bowls 10 and 13, the teams faced each other, with Pittsburgh winning each time.
Go team, baby.
It was pretty clear to everybody that when you had a Cowboys-Steelers Super Bowl, you had the 2 best teams in the league playing each other, and that's what you wanted.
You can't think of Steelers-Cowboys, without thinking of those games and those moments in those Super Bowls.
Staubach straight down to the open man at the 15. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
The Lynn Swann catch.
Leaping forward was Lynn Swann, and they roll a good catch.
The Jackie Smith drop.
Roger back to throw, has a man open in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown drop! Oh, bless his heart. He's got to be the sickest man in America.
They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
The Cowboys really laid down the gauntlet when they became America's team. For a Steelers fan, that's really an awful thing to say.
In my opinion, it was disrespectful to the rest of the league. What makes you so special that America has chosen you?
Do you really want those guys representing you as a country?
Yes, Scott. Pittsburgh fans would never dream of such audacity. That kind of arrogance on both sides helped earn the Cowboys-Steelers rivalry the number 5 spot on our list.
They played again in, the 95 season, Super Bowl 30.
The coach, Bill Cowher, he's always thinking. And with his beard, Neil O'Donnell looks like he's Abe Lincoln. The Cowboys are back, and they're walking on air. They no longer have to look at Jimmy Johnson's hair.
And the Cowboys won.
And the Cowboys win another Super Bowl title.
Neil O'Donnell threw 2 unfortunate interceptions. And he fires a pass, and it's intercepted at the 40.
Neil O'Donnell played pitch and catch with Larry Brown.
The pass is picked up, and open field.
You get one more, you can run for mayor. Turn up. I'll vote for you, dog.
I think it was extremely important for the Cowboys to get one against the Steelers.
Touchdown! Emmitt Smith scores!
If nothing else, to the Pittsburgh fan who always had that scoreboard on you. Yeah, but you'll never beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Well, they finally got them.
We did it our way, baby! We did it! We did it!
Does a rivalry based largely on the weight of 3 games merit the number 5 spot on our list?
I think that's just the greatest postseason rivalry of all time.
That can't be a rivalry when you play somebody every 4 years, so I wouldn't put that on the list.
I guess you got to be old and remember what it meant when the Cowboys met the Steelers.
That, to me, is the essence of a huge rivalry. When you have, 2 really good teams that very likely are the best at the time, that's all you ask for.
The number 4 rivalry of all time, the Browns and the Bengals.
This one derives from sometime before my lifetime because for as long as I know, the Bengals and Browns have always been the 2nd and 3rd best football teams in Ohio, right behind the Buckeyes.
Listen, kid, this rivalry does have roots before your time, and they're deep.
The competition between the Browns and the Bengals really goes back to Paul Brown. Paul Brown built the Cleveland Browns.
In 15 seasons with Cleveland, Paul Brown won 7 championships, the last in 1955.
In 1962, owner Art Modell decided to make a change, and an NFL pioneer was sent into exile.
It was seismic when Art Modell dismissed Paul Brown.
And then here comes Paul Brown down in the south part of the state and forms the Bengals.
And every time they went to Cleveland, it was Paul Brown versus the Cleveland Browns.
This is the day Paul Brown returns to the city where he founded a football dynasty.
He never forgave Art Modell.
One guy can just screw up the whole thing terrible.
He never forgot. I'm sure he's still thinking about it.
His new team became a mirror image of his former Browns in more ways than one.
They were brown and orange. We were orange and black. We wondered why we looked so much like the Cleveland Browns.
If you were watching it from the upper deck, you could have sworn it was an inter-squad scrimmage.
Although the similar uniforms made their games look like intra-squad scrimmages, the battles were fierce.
What are the big games? Have they played in the playoffs?
Do we have one big game example of Browns-Bengals?
Back in the 80s, I mean, those were some dogfights.
7 of the 10 AFC Central titles in the 80s were won by the Bengals or the Browns, with Cleveland eking out a 4-3 advantage.
Touchdown to Feature! The Browns win. They go into the playoffs.
But in the last 3 decades of our number 4 rivalry, one moment stands out above all others.
Sam Weish gets on the microphone and tells the entire crowd in Cincinnati,
Don't live in Cleveland! You live in Cincinnati!
It was classic TV. It was classic Sam Weish.
I'm sure Paul was somewhere.
Sam knew exactly what he was doing, and it was good for the rivalry.
Oh, it was just, how dare he criticize the Cleveland fans? Who is Sam Weish?
Right now, you go for the jugular.
To this day, when his name is mentioned, Browns fans have things that I can't say here that would get bleep, 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 bleep all the time.
You do know the difference between Cleveland and the Titanic. No, what's that? Well, at least Cleveland has a better orchestra.
So is the Bengals-Browns rivalry too much of a joke to earn the number 4 spot on our list?
He throws an interception with his left hand. Unbelievable.
It absolutely belongs on the list, and I don't have a problem with it being number 4.
can't put it at number 4 on this list. A coach on the PA address is the best moment of the rivalry.
I played for the Cleveland Browns my last 3 years, but I never knew that was a rivalry. So you got me there. Give me another one.
Fans of the NFC East love to toot their horns.
You could take any of the matchups in the NFC East, and somebody on either side of that is going to say that's the best rivalry in football.
But AFC East rivalries are often overlooked.
Quitman got it!
I think Jets-Miami should always be on the list.
I think that's the most underrated rivalry in the entire NFL. There's been so many classic games over the years. We could talk about the Spike game in '94.
He looks to the right, touchdown Ingram.
That shootout between Kenny O'Brien and Marino at the Meadowlands.
O'Brien throwing long down the sideline for Walker, and he got it! And the Jets win it!
Yeah, Jets-Miami should be on the list.
And yet Joe it's not.
The place is stunned.
But we didn't exclude all AFC East drama, or should we say melodrama.
The number 3 rivalry of all time, the Jets and the Patriots.
I think the Jets-Patriot rivalry's been incredible.
The pass on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So much of it has nothing to do with the football on the field. It's been the front office, back and forth, personnel, bad blood, starting with Bill Parcells.
Parcells took the previously floundering Patriots to a Super Bowl, but his relationship with owner Robert Kraft deteriorated.
They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries.
It doesn't take much to stoke the fire when you're talking about New York and Boston anyway. Then you throw Parcells taking the Jets job into the mix, and that amplifies it even more.
Patriot fans started to hate the Jet fans even more than they did because they were taking the big tuna. And then the Patriots got their revenge.
Belichick resigns as head coach of the Jets.
The most bizarre press conference I've ever seen in my life.
Due to various uncertainties surrounding my position as it relates to the team's new ownership, I've decided to resign as the head coach of the New York Jets.
Let's just say he didn't like the New York Jets and he didn't like anything about the organization.
And I want to wish everyone with the Jets my very best.
And where does he end up going? To the Patriots.
I'm very excited to introduce to you our new head coach.
That just starts it all. Then you add Spygate, you add Mangini. Man, you got a great rivalry there.
In 2007, there was a scandal with a particular video camera.
Spygate took Patriots Jets and added HGH and Jolt Cola.
Mangini, who was a New England Patriot guy, gave the information on the whole Spygate thing. And obviously that did fan the flames a whole lot. The Jets only knew that because they had been exposed to the same tactics when they had been with the Patriots.
What other rivalry had that type of stuff? It's like Russian-American spy stuff from the 60s. It's great.
The rivalry escalates with Rex, obviously, because he's a guy that can add fuel to any fire.
First thing he does when he comes in is Starts talking about who? Belichick.
I'm not intimidated by him or anybody else in this business.
The presence of Rex Ryan showing up, saying, I'm not going to kiss Bill Belichick's rings, and then going to back-to-back AFC championship games.
3 home teams advance, and the
kind of went right up different areas of the New England Patriots fan base.
This soap opera stuff. Let's talk about football.
It was a Jets game when Drew Bledsoe was injured that allowed Tom Brady to come in and start his career.
chased by Ellis, and gets a terrible shot.
What they should do is have a big ceremony and build a statue to Mo Lewis.
We all thank Mo Lewis every day.
The Patriots mostly dominated during the Brady-Belichick era.
The Jets haven't gone to a Super Bowl since the 60s. The Patriots have gone to 5 under Belichick. Yeah, that'll ramp up a rivalry.
The number 1 seeded Patriots were denied another possible Super Bowl trip in 2010.
We'll see you in Pittsburgh for the AFC Championship game.
The Jets doing a jet landing in Foxborough. It was a defining moment of rivalry.
The rivalry doesn't lack for hard feelings, but have the teams played enough meaningful football to warrant the number 3 spot on our list?
The Patriots 45, the New York Jets 3.
You know, you heard that saying, sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. The Patriots have been the windshield most of the time.
Jets players can't stand the Patriots. Jets coaches can't stand the Patriots. Vice versa.
And then, by the way, it's New York and it's Boston. Even better.
Yes. Patriots, Jets. Awesome at number 3.
The number 2 rivalry of all time. The silver and black and the black and gold.
We definitely didn't like each other.
Now there's a little bit of milling around going on. Lambert is off to one side, and they've got Vela up to the other.
Playing on the fringe of what was legal and beyond the fringe.
So it's like pouring gasoline on a fire.
I think Raiders-Steelers represents everything that was great about the 1970s and the way the NFL used to play.
The Oakland Raiders have taken a 7-6 lead.
Rarely can you point to the precise inception of a rivalry, but make no mistake, this one began with this snap in the 1972 playoffs.
It's down to one big play. 4th down and 10 yards to go. Bradshaw running out of the pocket, looking for somebody to throw to, fires it downfield. And there's a collision. It's caught out of the air. The ball is pulled in by Franco Harris. Harris is going for a touchdown for Pittsburgh.
I think the immaculate reception is in Pittsburgh. You learn that right after you go to school.
Immaculate deception.
What, are they still crying about he didn't catch it? He caught that ball.
And I go to my grave saying, the ball hit the ground. Fuqua knows he hit it, and it should have been our game.
The Steelers got the best of that deal. The officials helped him with that one.
I thought we got taken. The word is stronger than that. It was a mistake, but it was one of those things. It was I guess it was an honest mistake.
You can't just keep crying about that. You got to move forward.
I think uniforms help this one. Steelers, Raiders, just from physical appearance, these are the 2 most villainous-looking teams in the league.
And Jack Lambert, okay, he had his moments, okay, but after all, how can you respect a guy that has no teeth? The thing you have to remember about the Steelers and the Raiders that usually one of the 2 teams is going to be in the championship.
3 straight seasons, 1974, 75, and 76, they met in the AFC Championship game. Each year, the winner went on to take the Super Bowl.
John Madden's grin is from ear to ear. He looks like a slit watermelon.
The Raiders and the Steelers, if you didn't come out of that game with a few stitches, you didn't play. And I just love that about that rivalry.
Easy for him to say. Lynn Swann felt different.
The blow was illegal, delivered with what would seem to be some type of malice.
The Raiders were never real empathetic.
And if he don't want to get hit, his best bet is not to show up when we play Sunday, because I guarantee he will get hit.
Poor Swan's out there in the middle. That's why we're glad he did ballet. He could usually just fly over those guys.
Oh, now I see something that's different and close for
Lynn Swann, soft.
Steelers, Raiders, as long as the guys from the 70s are still around, still walking the earth, this will be a rivalry because it was that intense in the 70s.
Raiders Steelers definitely deserves to be top 5.
It was ultimate hate. And in the National Football League, that's beauty.
The #1 rivalry of all time. Eagles, Giants.
Wow, Giants, Eagles.
Giants, Eagles.
Giants and Eagles.
Giants and Eagles.
Giants, Eagles, that's gotten its own show.
Nobody want to see nobody else in the NFL play except the Eagles and the Giants. Hit them all!
Giants Eagles was a phenomenal rivalry. I mean, you were ready to just get into a fist fight. You hated them. I wanted them to play them Wednesday in the parking lot. Absolute hatred for each other.
It's a nasty rivalry. That one might be the nastiest rivalry.
It's got to be the #1 rivalry simply because of the bizarre endings to all of these games. And they seemingly all go in the Eagles' favor.
Cunningham vaulting over Carl Banks on a Monday night game.
Now rolling with the football and being flattened at the 10, but throwing the ball to Giles for a touchdown.
And there were probably some good plays for the Giants, too. I just don't remember any of them.
Eagles line up for a field goal, overtime 1988. It's blocked by the Giants. Okay, we escaped, right?
The kick is blocked. It's blocked, but it's picked up. Dwight Simmons, I think, bro. And running in for a touchdown.
Oh, wait, there's a defensive lineman running the football into the end zone. Eagles win.
And we had to spend a half hour figuring out if that was legal afterwards. And I'm still not sure it was or not, but they gave it to the Eagles.
They just have weird things that happen, like the miracle at the Meadowlands.
Bizarre kick fumbles the football. It's picked up by Herbert Edwards. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Eagles. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Another act of stupidity by a Giant.
Zaniest play in NFL history. Except that it happened again.
Back dodge the punt. Gets a high snap. Gets it away. It's a Duckler. Jackson takes it at the 35. Fumbles it. Picks it up. Looks for running room. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. Midfield. He's at the 40. He's going to go. Deshaun Jackson. The Eagles win.
This is Miracle in the Meadowlands #2.
The most remarkable win I have ever seen.
You see Deshaun go down right past Tom Coughlin as he slams down his papers.
You talked to Coughlin the next day, and the guy admitted he sat in a darkened room with the lights off by himself for the rest of that evening.
Now, don't tell me that doesn't add to the rivalry.
Proximity helps.
It's like territorial.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, yeah, you guy, you think you're good? No.
Eagle fans are vile and disgusting.
Your wife's been divorced towards Strahan. I ain't never seen a city or a team so full of assholes.
If he's going down, put your hands off and give him a flying elbow.
When I think of Michael Strahan and John Runyon through the years and how physical things would get.
I mean, nasty, violent.
I tell you right now, you know everybody gonna watch it, put on you.
You have Keith Byers knocking out Pepper Johnson.
It was a decleater. And I'm mad. I want to go fight Keith now. It was personal when it came to the two teams.
There's been Chuck Bednarik nearly killing Frank Gifford. You wonder in today's world how many people remember the Gifford-Bednarik hit.
Probably most remembered defensive plays in NFL history.
Gifford swings out of the backfield. As soon as he caught the ball, I rammed him.
I thought he was dead.
More than anything else, you see that still picture of Chuck standing over, and the way he used to sign the picture added a little bit to it. What did Chuck write? He signed his name.
His exact words, "This effing game is over."
This rivalry has lived up to its billing, including some postseason games.
You gotta love it. Playoff football here in Giant Stadium. It's got the distance. It's gone!
When David Akers kicked that field goal, he nearly cost Tom Coughlin his job. It actually led to the evolution of Coughlin, and then ultimately the next season the Giants would win the Super Bowl.
The New York Giants have knocked off the New England Patriots.
We get those like Hail Mary moments, but we never finish them in the season.
Maybe the Giants actually owe the Eagles some thanks, because when the Eagles knock them down, they get so angry, they say, we really got to fix this thing, and now we're going to find a way to win, and then they just end it with a Super Bowl.
And the Giants have finished off the Patriots in the Super Bowl for the second time in 4 years.
It's an East Coast deal. That's all it is.
That's no East Coast bias. Anybody outside the East who believes there's a bias there, then they're not paying very good attention.
If they cry East Coast bias in this, just tell them, we put Browns Bengals number 4. What do you want from us? We threw you a bone.